G'day everyone and welcome back to Rule of Reason. I have taken some time off. I wanted to collect my thoughts and I thought I would come back post-election, because that was the last thing I commented on, with a 8-part series, 8 episodes, short 5, 6, 7-minute episodes. And I've just jotted down some notes on what I think is missing in Australia, both economically, politically, culturally, socially, in order to get us back on track to the great nation we once were. Now, I want to point out and I want to highlight, Australia is still a great nation, but we're going through a time of discourse, and I don't think we're too far gone to fix the problem. So I'm going to read out a few notes to you, and I'd be interested to know your thoughts on what I've written and whether you think this is on the right track to potentially fixing any issues that we might have so that we can be what I truly believe is one of the greatest countries in the world. So I've titled today's episode, Why Australia Needs a New Moral Framework. We're living in a nation that's lost its moral compass. We've traded truth for trends and meaning for momentary pleasure. And we're paying the price. Australia's biggest crisis isn't economic or political. It's moral. We no longer agree on what's right and what's wrong. Without a shared moral framework, our laws, families, and institutions start to crumble. To restore hope, we must first restore meaning, which is built on duty, responsibility, and timeless truth. A nation needs shared values to function. Without a moral framework, you can't build trust, laws, or community. Over the past few decades, Australia has drifted into moral relativism, the belief that anyone can decide their own truth. But this just creates chaos. If there's no right and wrong, then nothing truly matters. Not family, not truth, not sacrifice. Modern culture at the moment promotes feelings over facts, identity over responsibility, and entitlement over effort. But 100 years ago, the 83% of the population that weren't educated would seek out the 13% who were for their wisdom and for their facts, for guidance. It feels like today, the 83% who aren't as intelligent as or educated as the other 13% are telling them, stop talking, your truth, your wisdom is offending me. It's got to stop. Freedom without boundaries leads to self-destruction. Freedom without boundaries leads to self-destruction. Like kids without discipline, a nation with no moral anchor can't thrive. A strong society is built on duty, loyalty, honesty, marriage, family, faith, and courage. Values that aren't popular, but they work, and history shows that they work. This is not about forcing religion. It's about returning to the moral foundations that Western civilization was built on. We must rebuild our sense of responsibility, not just for ourselves, but for our children, our neighbors, and our country. The Bible puts it this way in Proverbs 14:34. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a disgrace to any people. And this verse perfectly sums up the episode, because if we want a better future, it begins with restoring righteousness. But let's not be confused, it's not self-righteousness, but a moral clarity. Australia doesn't just need better leaders. It needs better foundations. If we want to restore hope, we have to start by rebuilding our moral framework, one that's grounded in truth and not trends, and that starts with each one of us. Next episode is titled The Role of Government, Limited, Moral, and Accountable. Hopefully you'll tune in with me for that.